Okay, so the first one from the Patron mailbag is from Diego from Dallas. I guess this guy's a paid Joe. Was this question that we had recently the same? Is it for the same guy? Because we had a similar question to this that somebody got suspended for it. Do you remember the question? Well, let me read this question.
Pepper in the trash can?
Yeah, during Conan and Disco's tenure at TNA, did they have any memorable interactions with Puppet? What were their thoughts on both his gun and trash can scenes? Lastly, is it true that Disco is Puppet's understudy in the trash can scene? It's almost like an identical question to the one that got the other guy suspended, correct?
I thought that wasn't asked last week because I haven't looked through the transcript and I didn't see anything about Puppet or the trash can.
No, that's what we suspended somebody for, I thought.
I don't think so. No, it's not.
Well, we were from 2 weeks ago then.
Maybe.
I'm 100% sure, but we're going to suspend this guy.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, Diego from Dallas.
You remember what Dusty?
I don't remember the interactions with Puppet, to be honest with you.
Do you remember
it's
what
a long
Dusty
time
said
ago.
about
He's
Puppet?
only had a couple shows. It's not like we were hanging out. You know.
Shit.
Yeah.
You remember what Dusty Rhodes said about Puppet?
No.
The midget beaten off in a garbage can.
That's what he said?
Yeah.
The midget beaten off in a garbage can?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God. All right, aboard the Big Bob Man from Bot County, Georgia. So I promise this is the last time I'll bring it up, but even J. George and Delco Joe agree that GG Allin was a no-talent degenerate who openly proclaimed racist ideology. So I'm confused why Tony Khan banned Hulk Hogan and his ex from ever attending an AEW show for something Hogan said in private about a specific group of guys he believed were taking advantage of his daughter, not about an entire culture or race. But he has no pushback on the glorification of GG Allin, especially given everything we know about the pay-to-play culture in the entertainment industry at the time now. I can understand Hogan's anger. Booker T says Hogan pushed for Harlem Heat to be champs, not exactly racist behavior. Hogan gets a lifetime ban for being an upset father, yet two Aryans like Darby Allin and Tekla, who's Austrian, by the way, can glorify a shit-eating brother-fucking racist and praise GG Allin in interviews as real pushback from TK. What if a kid who idolizes Darby Allin hears one of those interviews? Could easily influence him to think Gigi and his actions and ideologies were cool. By the way, Tekla's rambling promo about beating the piss out of and blood out of Willow last week was clearly Gigi inspired too, and probably Brody King's pee drinking fetish too. Literal sickos over there. Hang on a minute. By the way, what do you guys think of TK's hypocritical stance? He also let Rick Ross in, who says way worse things than Hogan ever has. Hogan's biggest mistake was probably his apology, in my opinion. Thoughts? I mean, who cares? Hogan's dead now, for one thing.
Bob really hates GG Allin, that's for sure.
Well, Hogan's permanently his ban from the show doesn't really matter more because unless he rises from the dead.
Well, you know how some
tries to go to one of the shows.
Jim Morrison got arrested and charged in Florida for indecent exposure on the stage. And 30 years later, they pardoned him. So even though he was dead, he still got a pardon. So maybe Hogan will get a pardon now that he's passed away.
First of all, I don't think anybody knows who GG Allin is. Bro, I'm an entertainment. I know a lot of culture stuff. I'd never heard of the guy.
Yeah, but why would you know about a punk singer who throws poop around? That doesn't seem like your bag.
I don't even.
You know?
That's the whole thing. I don't think Tony knows either. Tony probably doesn't know anything about GG Allin.
Right.
Who would know anything about GG Allin except people like his fans, which is a very small subset of society, and the people that want to complain about him.
You know what's interesting, or maybe not? The guy who directed The Hangover, and he directed the first Joker, which we all agree was great. Todd Phillips' first movie he ever did was the GG Allin documentary.
Really?
Very, very strange. He went from GG to comedy to that appalling Joker 2, But
I've heard of him, but only because he does that shocking stuff, like the poop stuff and like that kind of stuff. That's the only reason I've heard of him. Otherwise, I would have no idea who he is.
But if you start, let's say, fining people or taking them off TV because they wear a GG Allin T-shirt, I think you're kind of crossing the lines of freedom of expression, Just a little.
And isn't it funny that Hogan was banned from AEW? He had a lifetime WWE Legends contract, like literally a lifetime contract. How the hell would he ever even be in AEW? He'd never be in AEW.
He was already back with WWE when Tony said that?
Yes.
Okay.
What the hell? Like, so weird. What a weird comment.
Next is from Matthew Trevino from Houston, Texas, friend of the show, Patron roundtable contributor. We should have one of those soon, by the way. Subject is dynamic pricing. Hopefully this has not been talked about already. Well, getting ready for work, I usually watch the local AM news, and this commercial came on, and I was surprised by the content. Do you have the commercial? Let's play it first before I do the rest of this.
Hold on one second.
If it's just a commercial, it can only be like, how, Joe, you're slow today.
Yeah,
no, he also
I
needs
had to
to
answer somebody something.
Joe, you need to write down Patreon roundtable too. You got to write that down. I didn't see you
that
write
shit
that
down.
down.
You write it down, jerk off. Hang on.
You know he's gonna forget, Glenn. You know he's gonna forget.
No, I'm not going to forget. I'm going to schedule it, and nobody's going to do it, and then I look like a prick.
Well, Glenn's gonna do it.
Okay. Here we go. What is the point of this already? Is this it, Kroger?
Yeah, it says commercial I thought was interesting. I'm going to He says surprised by the content.
I'm a single mom. I need to make every dollar count. That's why I used to shop at Kroger. But these days, Kroger's prices keep going up. Quality keeps going down. Now they want to use AI, facial recognition software, and electronic price tags. They could charge different prices for different people. Anything to squeeze that last dollar out of our pockets. Taking advantage of working families, that's just wrong. My friends and family stopped shopping at Kroger, and I'm joining them.
Okay.
Wow, so they're using facial recognition for pricing, huh?
Yeah, like so it's the dynamic
Well,
pricing
if
that
they
they've
see it, they
used.
know you have money and you've paid a lot before, they're going to charge you more.
I don't know how they determined it, but that sounds probably it'll have something to do with it. Yeah.
How
Well, I'm
the hell
going to
do they
go
do
from now on.
that?
I'm going to shop with my Mexican wrestling mask. They probably won't charge me anything because I think I'm Mexican. So, what are your thoughts on dynamic pricing? Do you think supermarkets should be able to change the price for items based on demand? I've seen some at Targets and Kroger's around these digital price tags under the items you are purchasing. They can be changed easily. The ad in particular also mentions facial recognition. Do you think that in the near future, you'll be able to scan your face, link it to your social security number, which will be linked to your W-2, and charge you based on your socioeconomic status? Thanks as always for keeping it 100. That's from Matthew Trevino's. P.S. Are you guys fans of 3D movies? There have been many recent re-releases to theaters that have been adapted to 3D. The most recent that I went to was Jaws. I mean, the next on the list is Terminator 2, released in August, and Pan's Labyrinth in October. No, I'm not a fan of 3D movies.
Old hat.
Yeah, we're just getting to do. This is going to be the future. With AI, with you're just going to they're just going to make it so easy for people to, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing to me is just capitalism. They're charging what people would pay.
And it can kind of go both ways too. It can
Right,
actually be it can
exactly.
go cheaper too.
Yeah, if people aren't buying it at the price you said, you got to lower the price.
Look at SummerSlam. Yeah.
If more people are buying it at the price you're setting, then you raise the price. I don't even
Yes.
understand why that's like a concept that's like it's like a new term, dynamic pricing. But the thing is with the dynamic pricing, I guess, the way the WWE's do it is like with the AI models, everything they can change like instantly at the point when they reach the price point.
Yep.
They're
And
just like you can't get a deal anymore.
And at the
what it
supermarket, they
seems
can
like.
do it instantly if they do the electronic pricing on there.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. But
I don't think they should base
But
it
you know
on
what
a
I would
person.
do?
Like that sounds like a line cross.
here's what I would do.
Definitely.
Okay.
Shit sounds illegal.
Here's what I would do. All right. I would go and find myself a bum on the streets. All right. I'd pull him in with me to Kroger. I say, hey, go get this, and have to do all the shopping for things and bring it to the counter, and then I'll pay for it.
That's just what Uber Eats is, or what's the other one?
Wonder.
Nah, there's another one.
DoorDash.
Not Shopify.
Grubhub.
No, none of those.
Oh.
Damn it, pause.
Well, what
You're
do they
supposed to
do?
know. You're supposed to know shit when I forget.
So what do they do?
Instacart. That's
Oh, yeah,
basically
Instacart,
where you
yes,
hire some
yes.
bum in their car to go get your groceries for you.
Yeah. Yep. They shop for you.
Yeah.
By the way, I could see that woman dating Glenn. Can you? That single. She's a single mom. I could see that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
This goes all about protecting the single mothers.
The funny thing is that I saw that the Mandami is doing the thing where the city-run grocery stores are going to offer 30% off deals like once a month. And it's like when you find out what the 30% off deal is, like if you're the mom and pop grocer that's getting effed over by the local Bordoga, what do they call those?
Bodega.
Bodega.
I'd
Yep.
never heard that term until like the past couple of years.
Really?
I'd never
Wow.
heard that used. Yeah, because I'm
wow.
married to Georgia. We don't have bodegas. in
Yeah,
Georgia.
that's true. Yeah, that's true. Never
So why won't the bodega owners and stuff? They all just go get first in line and camp out and go buy all the stuff and bring it to the store and sell it at a 50% markup.
I'm
from
sure
the
there's
30%
going to
discount.
be there's going to be examples of that happening. I'm sure.
Of course there will. It's like this, bro. That's the thing. Like when they announce something and everybody thinks it's a good idea. And then you think about, okay, how is this implemented? Who's it going to affect? Right? It's just like, it makes no sense whatsoever.
There's a lot of buyer's remorse in New York. I mean, there's the people that straight up love this dude, but there's a lot of people going, we got to recall or impeach. It's like, you can't impeach a mayor, dude. You should have thought about that before you voted.
You literally are having taxpayer-funded grocery stores. The taxpayers are funding trying to put the local grocers out of business.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like, you think like that, like would New Yorkers actually really be in favor of that?
Hell no.
We want to put all the local local mom and pop shops out of work.
If there's any left.
It's like literally what the whole concept of this is.
And they're trying to ban him from the 9/11 stuff. They don't want him there. All the families of the victims.
Well, Portnoy went all in on him, and like he posted like all the comments he's made about the shit since then. It's just like ridiculous. It's like,
did you ever see? Joe definitely has. Did you ever see the conspiracy theory and who his dad is? Madami?
Who's his dad?
Oh my God!
I forget. Is it Soros?
Well, his mom's like some movie producer or something that was like
and
in
guess
the
who,
pictures of him with Epstein and shit like back in the day.
Oh, he's supposed to be Epstein's son. That's right.
Yes, that's the rumor. They have pictures of them together when he was a kid. Yes, because his mom was getting money from him to produce the movies.
Right. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Bro, what's interesting to me is the fact that literally everybody, their mother knew Epstein.
Yes.
Like
yeah,
he has interacted with like everybody and their mother, and for some reason nobody knows what he did, or they do know what he did. Nobody say what he did. We have all these people that have had interactions with him, and nobody still knows exactly what he did for a living.
Right.
You know, except he was the financial
advisor.
Rothschilds.
Yeah.
And if you're the
what does
finance
that
guy,
mean?
if you're the finance guy for the Rothschilds, like if you're their financial advisor, I would imagine everybody and their mother wants to know what you're doing because they're the people that have the most money in the world.
Yep.
And this guy's managing the money of the people that have the most money on the planet Earth, which is like, that's a pretty, popular person.
Yep.
I would think.
And it seemed like he dipped his toe into everything, like literally everything.
And,
Not only
and
his
another
toe.
thing too, I'm surprised Bannon has skated out of this scot-free.
I know, man. Yeah, Steve Bannon. Yeah.
I mean, people aren't just going like, everybody that comes on the show is like, dude, what was the deal with you and Epstein? Why were you with this? So what's the deal with like what like
And
I guess
fawning
he
over
tells
him,
people
too,
we don't
like
want
he
to,
was
I
like
don't want to talk about it, but
Almost
it's
like
crazy.
he's like a legend. He was like fawning over him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I know.
He just knows how
It's
to.
like,
Bannon
it's
knows how to
great.
work people. That's why he knew that if he ass kissed, he'd likely get more information. He was just working.
Right.
I don't know about that. Maybe. I hope so for his sake.
I mean, but bro, Bannon's a shyster.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
God,
just an
yeah.
angle worker.
Yeah,
He's
shady.
I mean, next is from Big Country from the Discord. The subject is creative busted open. Hello, gentlemen. I hope all's well. It was nice to hear Conan for a few minutes last week. He sounded like he had more energy. I was just glad to hear him. Joe, has WWE contacted you about folding the Creative Control Network into this WWE radio network? I'd like to hear hugely interview Stephanie McMahon about her fart box.
Jesus. That's a no. Oddly enough, I haven't heard anything from WWE. I know that there could have been something that happened like a year ago, but I personally, if I had a vote in it, DI, like if they were like, hey, bring K100 over here, I'd vote no.
I would absolutely not want to do it. Let me tell you why. Okay. I would, if they were offering like more money than we're making, okay, it would have to be like, you would have to match the salary, what we're making now and the salary I make in my other job. Like
Nice.
combine that and then I would do it. Right.
Yeah.
Because dude, I do not want the stress
Yeah.
that shit like that brings on you for worried about what you're saying on air.
Right.
Yep.
I know how to navigate myself through these waters where I'm not getting canceled. I'm not saying, I say things that may offend some people. But who cares the people that I'm offending? And I know how to not cross a line. Usually sometimes it's a lot of stuff that you cross the line with. I'm not interested in talking about really, right? But I would hate that thing of like you have to worry about what you're saying. You're getting a call. Did you say did that? I'm like F that.
Yeah.
Like this is a side gig. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I would not would ever want to work under that type of like corporate structure.
Yeah. I know
what I'm
what
saying?
kind of number they'd have to offer to beat Believe, sponsors, YouTube, Patreon, all that. That's a good little, that's a nice little nest egg put together there. And we split it 3 ways and it's still good, or 4
Right.
sometimes.
Right.
But yeah, they'd have to offer. I don't think they realize what the show is worth,
Oh, by the way, where's YouTube this week? This month?
Oh, it's got to clear my PayPal. It should be
Okay.
tonight or tomorrow morning. Yeah.
All right.
It's crap.
All right.
But you also have to be a WWE shill too, by the way.
I don't know about that.
Really, you don't think
people,
so?
People are assuming that.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
assuming that
but
for
bro,
sure.
I know. You hear Booker T talk. He's not a WWE shill. I mean, maybe, well, he's willing to talk about things. You know what I'm saying? People just think that, like, okay, like, busted open now, like AEW's off limits. And I'm like, they're off. I go literally, they just made the switch over like a few days ago. Like, what how many podcasts have they done? Like, how many of them do they normally talk about AEW? Do they not just like you're really gonna like they're never like AEW shut out of the media, the media talk in on the WWE network. They're not even gonna talk about them.
And what's supposed to happen? They're
Has
supposed
that
to
been
sign.
confirmed?
They're supposed to sign other shows to fill space or whatnot. Who are they going to get
supposedly.
that doesn't occasionally badmouth WWE? Sometimes negativity sells a whole lot more. So I can't even. What would they get? Stevie Richards? No. Dutch? No. Like, who would they even sign?
Why not?
Because they're super negative towards WWE.
Well, they're super negative when the product isn't good. Like we're super like well, bro. Our criticism of their product is usually, par for the course of what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Like when they're doing poorly in attendance and thing, we're critical about the product, but they should be critical about the product too, because the product isn't as good as it was when we were talking well about it, when it was doing well. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know people out there that literally just talk bad about it the entire time. Like, is Stevie one of those guys that just badmouths WWE regardless of like any type of positive metric they show?
Yeah. I haven't. Yeah, I mean, his
Definitely.
YouTube
Oh, he does. So
definitely
because
looks
Vince
like
does
that.
too.
Yeah, definitely.
Vince is like the total anti. And the funny thing about it is like, it just goes to show, like, like all the shtick that he was doing before we had our falling out. When I was saying, bro, their numbers were better.
Yeah.
So now as our critiques have, like, we've been critical of the product as it's been going down. Because like so we were like, so the whole shtick was just like, dude, you were literally talking, because his deal was, Paz. He says you can still make money and still have a bad product.
Right.
I was like, that's not true. And it wasn't true. It's like they were making money because the product was looked positively by a lot of people.
They were good for 4 years.
Right.
He basically wouldn't admit it. Then the 2 years that they suck, he was like, told you the whole time they suck.
Exactly.
Ignoring the 4 years.
Which is a ridiculous way to argue,
Yep.
And now his whole shtick about everything that we argued about, he was wrong. Literally every single argument. Because here's another argument we had, okay, that he was completely wrong. Him and Ben were trying to say the reason they're drawing is because they weren't doing house shows. Okay, well, now the attendance is going down. It started going down before they started doing house shows. They were going down when the numbers were going down on their viewership.
And now they're doing more house shows.
So that was another asinine argument they made up out of nowhere. They're like, oh, well, the only reason they're doing good houses is because of, it isn't because the product's good. It's because of people think. I'm like, dude, stop it. That is.
But if you think about that, that doesn't make sense, because why would you go to the show if it wasn't good? Like, you obviously want to go because it's good. Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah,
it's like nobody like when the product is bad, the attendance stinks.
Right. Why would you want to go?
Right. Why would you want to go? But if it's good, like if the product stinks, nobody's going to go to the product just because you're not going to be able to see it for another year. But how would they know when they're going to get booked again? That was my other thing. It's like, dude, nobody knows the schedule. I go, they're booking like 3 months out. Like, so all all that shtick that he was giving me completely debunked, like I knew it would. And not to mention the fact that the one of the big things we argued about was that I said, if WWE offered you $1 million, you go back and write for them in a heartbeat. I would never do that. And so what's he doing now for a living?
Writing for JCW, the Juggalos.
Like, dude, I tried to convince Vince that he is a writer at heart and he should continue to stay in writing. And he should take a WWE job if they offered it to him. That's what I was arguing with him, because he's a good writer.
Yeah.
Like, I've never ever been critical of any of, like, Vince Russo's talent. The thing he's not talented as is trying to be a podcaster and trying to, and his shtick on these shows, because they're wrong constantly. Like, if you go back and, like, look at a lot of the claims they've made, I don't think any of them have come to fruition. Like, not even one of them, So
his new TNA book, by the way, went to #1, so he's doing good with the writing.
Yeah, he's good with it, but that's what he does. That's his calling card. He's a writer. Like, he should be writing and stuff, and not hate watching WWE on podcasts every week behind a paywall.
And he did miss
you
the
know-
bloodline, so he kind of missed a big important storyline.
Yeah, that's like-
for
He never
those
watched
4
like missing
years.
SmackDown
the
when the best
NWO.
content was. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, come on. It's like
That is
Vince-
true. He missed like the best stuff. He missed, technically speaking, was the bloodline for those 4 years, and anything Roman for those 4 years.
Vince would go back to WWE and write. And here's another prediction I'd make. Okay, he would love working with Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Wow. Even though he had Zayn derangement syndrome.
Dude, I know Vince. I know Vince more than probably 90% of the 99% of the people in this business. Okay, which is why I was very frustrated. Just listened like everything about the WWE was terrible for like so long, and he's saying, I'm like, dude, you can't possibly watch this show from what I know you and not put over some of the stuff they're doing.
Right.
I go, especially the way they're shooting. They're literally shooting these with the cinematography they're using at the shows, with one camera shots and stuff. That's right up your alley. Like you love stuff like that, finding locations to shoot at, where it's like that's what you like. You can't even put that over. I'm like, it's like, come on, dude. Like, so like, give me a break, right?
And even when Borash, remember he shot that thing with Roman and Cody at the football stadium? Like the actual, he would have loved that. Like the camera comes in, the trucks come in. They're doing the crane shot. They're doing the drone. He would have loved that.
He would bury the WWE stuff, okay, and probably not know that Borash was shooting it. And if he knew that Jeremy was shooting it, he'd put it over. Because he said he's Jeremy, regardless of what people think, Jeremy is a disciple of Vince Russo. I don't care what anybody says. We all know, he is. So
I don't know if Triple H wants to hear that, but yes, it's true.
It is true.
Yeah, well, the people that have worked with Vince that know that he's just been maligned by the wrestling media. It's just ridiculous. The narratives, and especially and the fact that Cornette hates him, and he's got a following. Like it's created a very difficult like climate for Vince to navigate his way through, because he, everybody's been told that he sucks. And like I said, dude, if you just let's go back to 1995, and all the prominent writers / bookers of all the companies since that time, and I go, you put their bar graph of their viewership numbers, you put all of them up. And I go, I guarantee you that Vince Russo is going to look better than anybody else's. I would bet my life on that. I would let lightning strike me dead and go to my grave if Vince Russo's bar graph of ratings viewership throughout his career didn't look better than every single other booker.
Yep.
What would perfect
Jerry
example,
Jarrett and Lawler used to get a huge number in Memphis.
No. I'm talking about first of all, territory booking doesn't count. I'm talking since this product has gone on to national weekly live television.
World class. They were broadcasting in Israel.
That national weekly live
Kevin Sullivan.
weekly television on national TV is when wrestling started.
What about Sullivan, brother? What about Sullivan?
His wouldn't look good.
Oh.
His wouldn't look good. No, because his would look like you would look at his from the time before, like the intersection of where Vince was booking the WWE, where his graph was going up, would be intersecting with Sullivan's going down.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Vince would go to work at WCW. Okay, at that point, so it's like, so I'm saying so.
And two, when you look at Russo, he always booked Vince McMahon. It's like Vince, he always booked Vince good. When he left, that's when Vince started doing that weird shit. So whoever was coerced, whoever was writing it was like, I don't know, they had a weird kind of sense of humor or whatever was going on. Russo never did that, but Russo always gets blamed for writing that stuff, even though he wasn't even there at that point.
Yeah,
right.
Anything bad,
Yeah.
So let me read this to you. This is from Vince's new book. Okay. He's talking about how he hooked up Bruce with TNA and how he knew it would lead to Bruce trying to get a better job.
Right.
So he says, Bruce reached out to me via phone call, poking around, but let me be clear, never asking for a job. However, he didn't need to. I understood his position. Man, I will give you this advice until I no longer have the strength to type the words on a page. Don't never forget those who helped you get to where you are, ever. It has happened to me over and over and over again with the Matt Conways and Jeremy Borashes of the world. I literally took these guys under my wing, taught them everything they know about TV, writing, and producing, and today, not even a blank Christmas card. I never forgot those who created and paved the road for me, whether it be Fast Eddie Ferrara, Jack Lanza, Ed Riccatucci, I don't know his name, Ed, and or Bruce Pritchard. So yeah, there was a couple little snide remarks about Jeremy in there. I taught him everything, that bastard.
He didn't give Bill Watts any credit there? What's going on with that?
Did not give Bill Watts any credit there.
Wow. But which is also another weird thing, that Russo and Cornette are both disciples of Bill Watts, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Well, Bill wasn't there long enough to really.
No, but he was the one that brought Russo into the writing room in WWF.
That's true, but I mean, he's only there 3 months or whatever.
Still,
one
though.
thing about but see, the thing that people don't realize about Russo is that, because I've worked with the guy, is that Vince has a lot of ideas for stories. Okay, way more than any other booker I've ever like sat with. Like Vince just is very creative about storyline, and that's my thing. It's like I said, people go, "Oh, well," I go, "Bro," I go, when you're on a time constraint on a weekly basis to write television, okay, often it's difficult to come up with one story. I go, so what you do is you have to start writing stories. I go, now some of the stories may not be any good. I go, but you can navigate your way on a weekly basis and write your way. Like if it's not going good, whatever, go. But bro, it's better than what you can tell a show where there's not a lot of storylines because it's just a bunch of matches, cold matches, and the guys are going out there for like 15 to 16 minutes in wrestling, which is time that could have been taken up with storylines.
Yep.
And people like there is a group of people that go, well, that was a forced, it was a great match. And like they think that's a good show. I'm like, it wasn't really a show. It's just like, you're just like, you like the matches. Other people don't like the matches. What were the storylines and what's the hook for next week? And very often these days, it's like, especially with WWE and AEW, there's not a lot of hooks for next week.
No.
They're in a rut with storytelling because I could tell you probably in that room, there's a lot of every week, all they're worried about is like, and this is my thing that I was thinking of too. I just wonder, who are the guys? Who is in charge of TKO right now, Joe? Look that up. Who are the top 4 guys at TKO?
Arya Manuel, Mark Shapiro, Nick Khan.
Okay, I'd be willing. If you would ask me, it's like you have $100 to bet. You're either going to win or lose. You have to bet $100 on this, and it's just could be a random thing. Mark Shapiro's kids love Danhausen. Okay, and I'm wondering if they Mark Shapiro tells the writing team, "Oh God, my kids love Danhausen." So now, because Vince is not the audience of one that the writers team is writing for, it's like you hear Mark Shapiro's kids love Danhausen, everything. So now every week now, the focus of the show is what do we do with Danhausen? And I'm just wondering if that's if that's literally why they're doing a lot of this stuff, because I can't see a room full of adults trying to book professional wrestling that is looking at this and thinking okay, Danhausen's our Stone Cold Steve Austin now. Seriously.
Yeah,
because it's for ages 5 to 12.
Yeah.
Well, Nick Khan has little kids, and they're usually front row at those
I know they're
shows.
looking at the numbers, but bro, you're looking at the merch numbers. But I'm sorry, it's like investing 4.5 hours of television each week to sell Danhausen merch. You're going to suffer in ticket sales. You're going to suffer viewership. But Danhausen is going to make bank. You know what I'm saying? So yep. I don't know. Just like Shark Boy. So when they did the Shark Boy did the show, Stone Cold Shark Boy. Shark Boy was the #1 merch seller on the show.
Should have made him champ. What are you guys thinking?
Okay, we'll see how that would have gone, right? Okay, he's doing good. His merch is doing good, but that doesn't mean we're supposed to book the show around the guy because there's a certain audience of people that are buying his merch. So
Dark Side of the Ring kind of buried Shark Boy. That one segment of him where he's dead and he comes back to life or whatever, and he starts doing the Austin voice.
They didn't reiterate that was the sole reason that the TNA went out of business, which I think it did. Did you see Shark Boy? Some of the comments into Shark Boy.
Yeah, I saw you guys going.
He was not very kind to you. I noticed.
Well, what do you think about that? What would you do if Jeremy Borash produced a mockumentary on the career of Glenn Gilbernetti and they called it the Bright Side of the Ring?
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Do you think that'd be entertaining content?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like it. Yeah, I'd be down. Yeah.
Need at least four to 6
if you
parts.
had me and Jeremy but producing that, it would be like the funniest thing you guys have ever seen for sure.
I love when you were the gift. Glenn the Gift.
Glenn the Gift Gilbernetti. Yeah,
I love that.
Glenn the Gift Gilbernetti. You know why they call me Gilbernetti?
Because it was a screw up in your Georgia days.
The illiterate guy that was running the show, he couldn't read and write.
Scott Hudson.
He was like, and he read my name. It said Glenn Gilbernetti, and when he pronounced it, he said Glenn Gilbernetti's going to be there. So I was Glenn Gilbernetti.
Wow, what an idiot. It wasn't Scott Hudson. I was just kidding. I don't think it was Hudson.
It was Sammy.
Why do you hate Scott Hudson? That's not cool.
No, I love Scott Hudson.
I love Scott Hudson too. No, I love Scott.
All right, next one's Jason Turpin from Mint Hill, North Carolina. Hey, guys. Disco, it was great meeting you at the gathering. Out of all the wrestlers from your era that I saw, you and the Juice were clearly in the best shape. Looks like you got some matches left in you, champ. What were your thoughts on the convention? In the past, you said you lost interest in doing them. When I saw you, it looked like you were having a good time. Did the experience change your mind at all? Also, did you get a chance to catch up with any of the wrestlers? I think you mentioned seeing Luger and the Steiners, and I also saw you talking to a guy who looked like Pat Tanaka. Thanks, and that's Jason Turpin from Mid-Hill, North Carolina. Good seeing you, Jason. Yes, it was Pat Tanaka. It's good catching up with him. I like him. I'm still not interested in doing these. I mean, I'm interested in doing it if they were near Atlanta, and I could go, or if they were near Vegas, and I could go to one on like a Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday on my days off. But I'm not interested in doing these on a regular basis, to be honest with you. But I had a fine time.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about my time.
Who else did you see? You said Steiners, Luger, Pat
there's
Tanaka.
tons of guys there.
Yeah.
Norman Smiley.
Yeah.
Saw Norman. Took a picture. I asked him, "What's the deal with the thigh slapping?" He says they teach him not to do it. He says, but these kids just go. They go and do it anyway. He goes, you got guys like me and Fit Finley and stuff. To teach these guys. These guys are out there slapping their thighs for Christ's sakes. Like so Norman sees the frustration too. And the younger kids, they do what they see on TV instead of what they're taught. So I thought that was interesting from Norman. But I'm blaming Norman for the thigh slapping. So
seems unfair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
No, that's unfair.
No, he's one of the trainers. Come on, Norman.
These kids are brats,
So
man.
the next one is from. Hang on a minute. Murray the Furry here. What are your thoughts on LeBron to Philly? He allegedly will be living in New York. Do you think he wants to avoid the Doco derelicts at all costs? Thanks. Dude, there's no way he's going to get anytime he plays poorly, he's going to just get the boo birds.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want this guy coming in and messing with that team that they got.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows what he's in for. I don't know if he knows what he's in for there.
Plus, helicoptering back and forth from New York to Philly every day. Didn't you see what happened with LeBron James, for Christ's sakes? What is he going to do with bad weather? If he
Kobe?
gets the helicopter home, and it's
yeah, like Kobe.
Excuse me, Kobe. Yeah, I have no idea. I do not. I'll say this: they will not win the NBA championship, and they will not win the East. I'm gonna make two comments. I think it's just. I just do not see they had a thing there where they brought in Jaylen Brown. Bro, they've got a lot of guys on that team that just there's big black clouds hanging over them.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown they wanted him out of Boston so bad. It's like, wow, this guy averaged 27 a game. You want him out of town? So apparently he's a head case, not a good attitude.
Not a good attitude, supposedly, but maybe behind, he went after what's his name, Tatum.
White? Oh, Jason Tatum. Yeah,
Jason Tatum. Embiid is like a baby. He never
always
plays.
hurt. Always hurt.
The Maxi's like the Maxi's the only alpha male on that team. It looks like that has no negative press. And now LeBron, they're not going to like LeBron. I don't think this is going to work. I think LeBron trying to chase another title and ring chasing here is just it's kind of like there's a moral question there. Like a legacy question. Like what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
also going to go out on a limb. I think the Spurs are going to win it next year.
Oh, yeah, so it's almost ready to crown Wemby the king of the NBA, huh?
But they got Tobias Harris. I feel like they needed him last year, a guy like him. Yeah, I'm in.
Tobias Harris.
They need a veteran. They literally
Joe, what is your take
on
LeBron to come into Philly?
It didn't quite tickle me as much as it did a lot of the Philly.
Well, what do your friends think?
I got a couple of big LeBron fans that are friends, so they're excited for it. I'm not,
Joe, why don't you go down to the pool hall, smoke a couple cigarettes, play some pool, see what they're saying at the pool hall.
Inside, tips from the working man.
See what the locals are thinking. So.
Yeah, I'll just go hang out by the docks.
Do your friends think they're going to win the title next year?
I haven't heard any of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Next one's from the original Sean in the UK. Subject is, can AEW be for kids? Hi, guys. I've got two young kids that are mad for wrestling. They love WWE, but also some of the wrestlers at AEW. Challenge I have is at the cost of a family of four seeing a WWE event in the UK when they're here is extortionate.
Wow.
Something in the region of $1,000 in your money. So I had an idea. Why not take them to AEW Wembley? Tickets for a family of four, $300. Much more affordable. And I thought about it. Do I really want to take my kids to watch Chris Jericho use a drill in someone's head? Do I want my kids to see blood everywhere, barbed wire used egregiously, etc.? Are AEW missing a trick here? By playing to the sickos, or AEW losing an opportunity to pull in the family demographic whilst the WWE is costing so much to attend an event? Could the content be more kid-friendly? What do you guys think? Keep up the great work. Rest well, Conan, and get yourself better. That's cheers from Sean, P.S. Great to see the great Ben Hameen last week. Top bloke.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow. Ben Heyman getting a pop. Nice.
Yeah, Ben Hameen. So, well, bro, all these questions you ask are rhetorical questions.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, they're not gaining anything from it. They're literally losing. Like, how many people do you think, like, new viewers did they get by showing the Chris Jericho clip with the drill, and how many people got repulsed and probably aren't going to watch for a couple weeks? Like, what do you think the ratio is there?
I think
Right.
two out of 10 would enjoy it.
Yeah, and 8 out of 10 would
Wouldn't.
not, to the point where probably 3 out of 10 might stop watching the show.
And it would either be, it was too violent, I don't want my kids seeing it, or I know this is fake, so it's stupid. That would be the three reasons.
Here's
Yeah.
my question. This is a very simple question to ask. With all the blood and the gore and stuff and everything, right? They got all this blood, thumbtacks, table, all this shit that they do, right? Okay, if you're the best wrestler, why do you have to do all that other shit?
Yeah.
It's like you're not we're the best wrestlers, which is why we have to do all this other shit. It's like what I would think, right? I mean, bro, ECW and deathmatch wrestling, those are literally not the best wrestlers. But they
No.
used all their other skills to get them over to the crowd.
Yeah, they had guys that did that, and then they had Benoit and Guerrero and RVD and Jerry Lynn over there, and then they had guys like Bam Bam coming in who were already known and a presence and all that. They had like all the different styles migrating under one roof. The Lucha guys.
But their gimmick was like, this is where all the best wrestlers are.
Yeah.
Their gimmick was like, we're like an outlaw promotion.
Yeah.
We're going outside the box and look what we got. You know,
Yeah,
and, like, it's just
you
showing
can see
people-
everything here, that kind of thing.
Right,
yeah.
right, exactly. But like, there's no reason for Tony to be putting on the deathmatch garbage. Like, it's like, seriously, what is, if you're the best wrestler, why do you have a deathmatch garbage on your shows?
And you got to keep
But that's
raising the
literally
bar
for-
too. Like,
The
how far do you have to
deathmatch
raise the
wrestlers-
bar, basically? You know.
The deathmatch wrestlers are guys that can't even work. It's like they can't wrestle. They just go out there and
You
hit
know,
each other. with a bunch of
Swerve
shit and
Strickland
leave.
used to do death matches. Di.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
CCW.
gross.
Yeah. Glenn, did you know that Feeney kind of, sort of has info on Jericho behind the scenes that he may be a little aloof lately? Like,
I
he's
didn't
kind
say
of hard.
that. You said that.
That he's hard to wrangle lately. That's the rumor. I don't know if
Let's
you
hear
believe
it.
that or not.
I don't
what's the
have any
story?
rumor. That's Paz's rumor. I don't know what he's
That's what I
talking about.
heard. That's what I heard from somebody at AEW backstage, that he was been a little hard to wrangle lately. He's been a little aloof.
He was
What do
just
you
in our
Maybe too
group
busy.
text.
Maybe a little too busy. I don't know.
Interesting.
Maybe can't be
Next-
bothered by some people. Who knows?
Maybe.
Next is Kevin from Monterey, and the topic is the NWO. Eric Bischoff gets a lot of flowers for creating the NWO, but what do you think was more responsible for the success of the NWO? Do you think the invasion angle or Hall and Nash themselves? Would the angle have been as successful without Hogan's heel turn? Would the angle group have been as successful without Hall and Nash? Personally,
No.
I feel like the heart and soul of the group was Hall and Nash, who were coming in hot from WWF. Hogan's heel turn was a shot of adrenaline to the group, but I feel they still would have been successful without Hogan's involvement. And I know I'm in the minority, but after the shock of Hogan's turn wore off, I felt like he became a cartoonish heel. His appearance reminded me of the Beagle Boys, who always try to rob Uncle Scrooge, and I'm not trying to disparage Hogan, but it seemed like he didn't add cool or street cred to the group, but simply marquee value. And while no one else could have had the same impact as the third member, I do believe a Hall Nash 6 Conan NWO would still have massive success. Opinions? Thanks again. That's Kevin from Monterey. The reason that the NWO angle did so well is like all of those things, but the way they were it was layered.
Yeah.
And the way it was laid out to where Hall showed up, and that was it. Said a couple things, and created a tremendous buzz where that's all everybody was talking about for an entire week.
And here, just
Yes.
real quick, to
Yes.
jump on that, Di. Not only did he show up, but he didn't show up and say something and leave. He left a breadcrumb and he went, next week it's for my big buddies coming in. So they,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, we say a lot
So
on here that they don't tease next week. That's exactly what Hall did.
Right. So you had to watch next week, and then there was Nash.
Yeah.
And now it's outside. Then they did the angle and they shot it like it was real of the backstage attack with Rey Mysterio
Remember that
throwing
so
him
well.
into the thing.
Yeah.
And they spent it's like so, bro. The angle itself was so well done that in an age of when everybody knew kind of wrestling was fake, you kind of turned some people back into thinking it was real again. A percentage of the audience in the creative
Yeah.
suspension, right?
I remember watching
then
it. I
on
was like
top of
I was
that-
like 15, Di, and I watched it. Like, Ray's getting thrown into the thing. They're hitting guys with bats. arms down. They're beating up heels too. And even though I still knew it was fake, there was something in me going, they're crossing the line here or something. This isn't right. You know, like it's
because
still
they're
got this
shooting it like that.
Yeah.
Right. We went
This
behind
is
the curtain
different.
and shot
This
all
is
the
cool.
shit. Right.
Yes.
Then to top that off, then you had Hogan turn. So it's just a confluence of very well done angles and spots that were placed perfectly throughout the timeline that created just a wave, and it just, bro, literally it just wiped out the WWE. Like that wave just created like everybody completely lost interest in the WWF product when this was going on, and we just started taking them over in the ratings and just and beat them for well over a year, until the angle started fizzling out.
2 years, actually.
But the thing is, like, this was like a 2-year angle, you know, and it was good TV for the first year straight, you know. So I mean, that's why it was successful, because they'd very well placed angles in the middle of this storyline, and just like each was layered, and it created even more interest than what had happened previously.
Yeah.
You know, they were topping themselves.
And Hogan didn't really get cartoony until the spring of '98 when they fired X-Pac, Six, when Six, Hall, and Nash should have been the real Wolfpack, and that should have been the group going forward.
Right.
That's when Hogan got a little cartoony, because, I got to take Hall away from Nash. And,
Well, don't you remember,
kinda
Paz,
got silly.
when he was feuding with Sting and he opened up the box and he pulled out a mannequin head that was painted to look like him?
yeah.
Well, yeah, it's terrifying.
That was good, though. That was
my
good.
God.
I like that. Something different.
The next is from Demetrius Kotsorelos from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, was that? Okay,
Yeah,
subject
that's
is
it.
Dirty Dom Dom. Greetings, man. Men, hope you're feeling better, Conan. I'm wondering what you guys think about Dominic's booking as of late. I know Conan recently said he was untouchable, but I think they aren't careful. People just lose interest in him. His booking is out of a laughable joke that is lucky to be there. At least when Honky Tonk Man was victorious in luckier deceitful ways, he was still looked upon as a champion. I feel for Dom Dom here, and I think his currency is dropping fast. Demetrius Kritzarelis. Well, what happened, I think, with Dom, and this is a perfect example when I talked about the WWE has their glass ceiling. He was getting the most heat in his promos.
Yes.
Right? Did they capitalize on that, or did they just not really do anything with it from that point forward? They figured well, he's got heat. We can do it. We can beat him, or we can do whatever with him. We can betray.
No matter where he goes, he's going to be over. Yeah.
Well, does he get that same heat when he talks on the mic now?
No, he does not.
No, he doesn't. Bro, they're very good at diminishing the stock value of characters on this show. You know,
Braun
because they
Breaker,
give them a
Dominic
glass
Mysterio.
ceiling.
Yeah.
When you give characters glass ceilings, dude, they fizzle out. They get less interesting. Now he's doing the Danhausen stuff, and they're beating up to try and get his heat back. They're beating up midgets. You know, I mean,
Right.
come on. It's like, dude, what are we doing here? You know,
Actually, they're
putting him with
taking
the
bumps
Ryan-
for midgets too.
right?
And putting him with Ryan Garcia, really trying to get him his heat back.
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet, by the way. We watched it at work tonight. So was that very well done? It looked like it was well done. Like got good reaction, but
That part, but I just didn't like the concert and the midgets. They're so corny.
right. Well, that's what the writers are corny, you know. So.
Yeah.
That's been the Patron mailbag. Did we have any? We suspended one guy, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the other mailbag. See what the marks have delivered for us this week. All right, next is first one's from Hughesy.
Real quick, Paz, did you see the mailbag or hear it from last week anywhere?
Yeah.
I'm just curious because sometimes your level of wrestling and encyclopedia nerdage is even beyond mine. Did you know
Yeah.
the Disco and Black Bart story?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well,
I didn't either.
Yeah. So Black Bart came into WCW in the fall of '95.
Had an awesome match with Benoit, by the way, so randomly, but yes.
Yeah. Big Train. What was his name?
Big Train Bart. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But then at a Saturday night taping, he was told that he had to lose the Disco and he quit. He walked out.
Oh yes. I actually interviewed him and mentioned that to him, and he said it was true.
You gotta
he
send
said
us
it's
that
true.
clip.
Yeah, I'll find it. Well, it's so funny. I forgot about that. Now, as you say that, remember, he actually said that it was true. I ain't losing to him. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
Somebody worked for another 6
I
years
got him fired.
there, and
fired. I got that guy's ass.
Yeah, you got
fired.
Black Bart fired.
yeah,
I got him fired.
he was got the
Should I
stroke.
have T-shirts up to say I got Black Bart fired?
Big Train Bart.
Yeah.
I got Big Train Bart.
That's Dusty's boy, too. You got Dusty's boy fired.
Oh,
That's
man.
his buddy, or was his buddy.
Next is from Matt Hughes, the other WrestleMania event. Seeing as it didn't happen at SummerSlam 2026, the fair bet for WrestleMania 43 is Roman Reigns versus Obafemi. I like it. It's fresh. It's someone getting a shot at the main events. My question, though, as of right now, what is your prediction for the other night's main event? Personally, I would have held Punk versus Rhodes for you, but as of the booking today, what is your prediction for the other night's main event for Saudi? Dude, what's today?
Late
The
July,
28th.
Late July.
Yeah.
late
When is
July.
WrestleMania?
April 20th or something?
So nine. So you want me
2027?
to what's my prediction for the main event in 9 months from now?
Yes.
I have no idea. I don't even know I don't even know who's over, who's not, I have no clue.
Well, did you see the big rumor though, just floating out there? What it would be? It would be
What?
Rock Roman in Saudi.
Well, yeah, that's what I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Bro, they need to bring The Rock back into the fold. Ever since they had a falling out with him, the TV's been terrible.
He's never gonna wrestle again.
Am I right about that?
Yeah, literally, that was the peak. That was
literally
literally the peak.
was the tipping point is when The Rock took his bag and went home and said, "I'm not, screw you guys." They haven't done anything since. Maybe that's where The Rock versus Roman is the way to go. So TKO guys said, "Hey, we got to bring you back now." And now Rock's gonna say, "Here I am, save the day."
Yes, yes, the hero. He's back.
The Rock played his cards so right. He let them go. He let them crash and burn.
Yep.
And now he's got to come back and save the day.
That's old school Hogan strategy.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say he learned from the Hulkster there. Holy
Yeah.
crap! Yeah.
So, P.S. My film recommendation this week is The Odyssey, a rare, flawless film that was literally designed to be seen on the biggest screen possible. I'm going to watch that too. I
I'm
heard
very
it's good.
interested in it. Yeah, a buddy of mine, huge conservative, because I heard the casting sucks. He's like, no, the very minimal. He said
You
with
would-
the casting.
Bro, the casting is the same for every movie going forward now. You have to fill these diversity quotas, so as they're complaining about it, it's like useless. You know what I'm saying? So,
But
so
also,
what are
I
you
felt
gonna
for
do,
those
you know?
idiots saying that Elliot Page was Achilles when he played the
No.
Simon,
yeah.
the prankster role
Yeah,
or
some
whatever.
dork.
Right. They
Yeah,
thought it
yeah,
was
it's like a
getting-
dork
right.
guy. Yeah, so I got
Yeah.
tricked by that. Helen of Troy is a little bit weird, but heard she's not in it that much.
Yeah, well, who cares? Hell,
Yeah, I heard it's
right,
like
she's not
3
in it,
minutes,
right,
3 minutes
exactly.
for Ellen Page, 5 minutes for Helen of Troy, and
Right.
that's it. You know,
So yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking like Diane Kruger in her prime played like Helen of Troy. Like that makes sense to me. Like feels like Helen of Troy.
Right. I'm gonna go see it though, because I hear some people have said. Did you hear our discussion about the Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, is that actually true?
Oh yes, it's 100% true.
So they actually will just delete negative
Dude, all you
reviews?
got to do is go back to like the last 3-4 years, and just look at all these movies that are getting 98, 99, 90. It's like really.
Conan
It's like
has
they can't
arrived.
possibly be true. Like that these movies are like the best movies in the history of movies.
Yeah. Conan
Yeah.
has arrived.
Oh, he has.
Yeah.
All right.
That is true though. Some of
I
those
know
movies
he's
are
just
absolutely
listening to
garbage,
what-
and they're getting 99s on Rotten Tomatoes.
There's Conan. Hey,
Hey dog,
what's up, Conan?
Conan.
Can you hear us?
We might not be able to talk. Might just be hanging out.
I think he's at
Did he,
mute.
did he mute or did you mute?
I didn't. He did. Yeah.
Oh, here. Hello?
He might be on mute.
No, he's not muted anymore. Cody,
So
can you hear us?
So Glenn, where can you go for like true movie reviews that you can actually get trustworthy?
Nowhere.
reviews?
IMDb.
No,
Oh, IMDb maybe.
I'm blind right now in movies. Ever since Ebert died, I have no. I don't trust anybody. Plus, too, like in the media, like 90% of media people are like registered Democrats.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So like if there's like political ideology in the movies, they're not even going to bring it up unless it's like right wing stuff, you know.
Yep.
So
Odyssey 8.5 on IMDb, by the way. It's pretty good. 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nolan, so
Right, so what's the worst
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan movies there's ever been?
Tenet
I
maybe,
can't
which
recall
is still pretty good.
Which is?
Tenet.
Yeah, he never really had a bad movie, you know?
Remember that movie Tenet? Tenet.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was like
Yeah.
almost going in like reverse, and then it went forward.
Right. Yeah, he's a very creative.
Have you ever
know, mind-
seen?
do you remember
Memento?
do you remember that gay movie critic Rex Reed?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bro, he used to torture Chris Nolan. He like his reviews of Chris Nolan movies are some of the funniest promos you've ever seen. Yeah, hang on a minute. Let's do this.
Why though? He said get nothing but
he
home
can't
runs.
stand him. Okay. Rex. Okay, give me the two most recent Christopher Nolan movies.
Oppenheimer.
No,
And,
not Oppenheimer.
That's the most recent.
No, what was the one with
Dunkirk.
no before Dunkirk? Some of his-
Inception.
Rex Reed, Christopher Nolan reviews.
Maybe Inception. Have you ever seen Memento?
Oh,
Joe?
no, Inception. Hang on. Let me read you one of these. This is great.
He'll hear you one of these times, Boz. Keep at it.
No, I was
Okay,
asking
here
you,
we
Joe.
go.
No, I was
Here we
asking
go.
you, Joe.
Yeah, of course I have.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. You ready for this? This is Kate. Oppenheimer won the.
Best picture.
Hang on a minute. Let me see here. Let me find him. Oh, here we go. So Christopher Nolan did the Dark Knight, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
All three of them.
All right, Christopher Nolan. All right. Okay. All right. Batman. This is from Rex Reed. This is another thing. This is from The Dark Knight, which is one of the best movies I've seen, right?
Yes, easily.
Batman goes sploosh. The Dark Knight sucks us in the gut as we hunch over in pain.
What?
Dude, you got to listen to this case. Pay attention to this review because he is an unbelievable critic of movies, right? Get with the program. Scolds another letter from a brainwashed fan of the Batman as seen through the pretentious of the Christopher Nolan trilogy. You are a dinosaur. He's probably right, and I probably would if I could only make one lick of sense out of what this nonsense is all about. Silly pop culture comic book cinema about grown men in rubber masks and styrofoam jock straps is bad enough, but incomprehensible gibberish to boot is just plain unacceptable. Half-heartedly, I give The Dark Knight Rises, the third and final Batflick of the Nolan trilogy, 1 star for eardrum-busting sound effects and glaucoma-inducing computerized images and blinding IMAX. But talk about stretching things. That's all most immature audiences require for the hard-earned money these days. The rest of it should not be reviewed by anyone over the age of 12. This is for The Dark Knight Rises, by the way, right? As Cave Crusaders go, I prefer Superman, Spider-Man, above all Captain Marvel, who's been criminally ignored by the movie so far. Can't you just see Michael Fassbender staring into the camera hissing Shazam? And as Batman goes, I had a lot more fun when he was fighting off Catwoman and the Joker at the Saturday afternoon double features of my youth in his campy Batcave with his jailbait roommate Robin. Drat. Christopher Nolan sent Bruce Wayne to a shrink and Batman lost his mojo. I like one caption writer's description of the Batman epics as, quote, cardboard for geeks and gearheads, unquote. But that doesn't make The Dark Knight Rises any better. Trash is trash, but when it costs an estimated $250 million, bat food compared to the Amazing Spider-Man's $137 million, the charges turn criminal and someone should subject the garbage man to a citizen's arrest. Like all previous flicks directed by Christopher Nolan, written by his brother Jonathan, this one defies logic and reeks of repulsive, bloated self-importance, not to be confused with anything resembling narrative, and the arrogant conviction that no matter how slick, obtuse, confounding, or incompetent it gets, the fanboys will slobber approval. Only a fool would tackle a hypnosis, but briefly. We open 8 years after Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale, has vanished in disgrace, recovering from wounds inflicted by the Joker, Heath Ledger, and taking the fall for the death of phony hero and secretly corrupt DA Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart. Haunted by the pain and tragedy of past losses and living in seclusion.
All right,
under
this is the
Gotham
whole
City.
review. Are we reading the whole review now?
Honestly,
Yeah, I
but
think
you-
he
you
is.
get-
What's going on
no,
here?
bro? He's I'm just saying he does a scathing, like 8-paragraph promo on Christopher Nolan here. It's hysterical.
Probably for
So,
Crazy.
Yeah, I would trust you guys. You should read one of these.
Yeah, I remember him.
Somebody.
Interstellar was good too. A lot of Nolan's got
Yeah.
a ton of good movies.
Is Conan with us still?
He's here. Yeah.
Conan, can you hear us? Because we can't
Yep.
hear you.
Yeah, he's here.
I guess he can't talk.
No, he
He's-
just
he's
said yeah.
observing. He's like God. He's like observing from the heavens. He should like doing a Charlton
Mm.
Heston voice.
I'm leering.
You're just listening.
Leering.
You're leering,
Leering?
right? That's the perfect word. You're leering.
Straight from the
Hughesy
Leering
wanted
Center.
to know, Hughesy had a question here, Conan. You joined us right as I was asking this. He wants us to know what our prediction for the WrestleMania main event, which is 9 months away, is. I said Rock versus Roman because that's what Paz said.
Yeah.
Do you have a prediction?
That's my prediction, but let's all give a second prediction.
Okay. My second prediction is Danhausen versus The Rock.
All right.
If they keep booking Danhausen or Danhausen versus, oh no, here's my prediction. WrestleMania main event 9 months from now. Tom Brady versus Logan Paul.
I think it'll be Oba and Roman.
Oben Roman.
Yeah.
What about
I
you,
think-
Conan?
Which one did you say, Disco?
Logan Paul versus Tom Brady. Or
Uh-huh.
Danhausen versus Ryan Garcia.
No. Main event?
Hey, Conan, did you get to watch any of the boxing this weekend?
Yes, I did.
Anthony Joshua got knocked down 4 times in the first round, but the referee only counted 2 of them.
Yeah.
And he got up and I guess the guy was like, the guy kept looking at his corner, and then he let Joshua clobber him, and people think he took a dive because Ali Sheik wants that Wembley main event still.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Wow.
That's exactly what it looked like. What a disgrace, bro. What a
That guy's a
disgrace.
bum, man.
Yeah.
That guy, I mean, could you imagine getting knocked down? It's a tune-up fight. You got knocked down 4 times the first. Even get knocked down 2, but it was 4. And the referees is with his thumb up his ass. I don't know what's going on there? That's crazy. Next is from Tim Zeus, Costa Zeus kid won too. I saw that.
Yeah.
He beat Spence. I watched that whole fight at my mom's house.
It looked good.
Okay, next is from Uncle Howdy, Brian Dunlop. So the subject is Uncle Howdy, NXT, JCW, and Dark Order. A resident booker, Brian Dunlop. Hi, K100 crew. It's Brian Dunlop from the Internet Wrestling Streets. Asking all of you, what do you think? Who do you think should be the next move for Bo Dallas, aka Uncle Howdy? Go to Vince Russo's JCW? If you ask me, I think a return to WWE's developmental territory, make him a 2-time NXT champion would be his best route. What do you think? Thought also crossed my mind about the Dark Order, whether or not he'd be a good leader. But then again, I'm thinking this might drag down his career down beyond repair. 2 years ago, Conan did one of the most brutal burials on a wrestling podcast when I asked him what he should be done about AEW's Dark Order. If I were pro wrestler and part of that faction, I'd show it to Tony Khan and say, see this? Let me prove him wrong. Give me the opportunity and we'll show him. 2 years later, I don't think they proved Conan wrong about anything. What do you think? Bro, the Dark Order's atrocious. I mean,
Are they even still around? I thought they were done.
I think they're on Ring of Honor now, aren't
You
they?
got to watch. Yeah, Ring of Honor probably.
Glenn,
What?
what statement was attributed to me?
I don't know. I don't know what you said. But I guess you buried the Dark Order because they were brutal Bob Evans back then.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Well,
Yeah.
they were, bro. They had something good there.
When did they have something good with the Dark Order?
Even
Brody Lee.
And Brody Lee was a leader.
when they first came out.
Yeah, but I thought they were terrible from day one.
No, it was Brody and them did great stuff.
You guys thought Evil Uno was a good character?
Oh, you're talking about Dark Order. You know what I'm talking about?
Who?
The guy, the Brand. Who was the guy that passed away?
Oh, Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt 6.
The White Six. My bad.
Right. The white. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
He's talking about the Dark Order.
Dark Order was-
He thinks that Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, should go to the Dark Order.
Yeah, that Dark Order was always JoJo. And I thought they'd be there forever. Now you don't even see them anymore.
Actually, I think that the WrestleMania main event should be Evil Uno versus Uncle Howdy. And they could tell the story between now and then. Next is from Anthony Hunt. The subject is Ospreay versus Reigns. K100. Hope all is well and Conan is doing better. Would you say Ospreay as an elite run and an AEW Hell reach the Roman Reigns level being over? Not comparing him, but AEW seems hotter than Cody was, and he feels more of a generational talent than MJF. Your thoughts? My movie recommendation under Paris Jaws level type shark movie, you can see it on Netflix. What does that mean?
That is funny. Yeah.
My movie recommendation under Paris Jaws level type shark movie, you can see it on Netflix. What is that?
Called Under
what's-
Paris. And it's about a shark attack. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's fucking funny, man.
What, Under Paris?
Yes.
That's the name of the movie.
Yes.
Oh, because he didn't capitalize the letter U on under.
Yeah.
So Under Paris is a Jaws level type shark movie. It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, it has a shark. That's why it's like Jaws. Otherwise, no, it's a comedy. It's like a parody almost.
Interesting. Conan.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Dark Side of the Ring on TNA?
No, I didn't know it was yet.
Okay, so it's on Vice, and people have been watching it. They had
I'll
3
send it to you.
episodes. So we thought that what if Jeremy for the WWE did a Bright Side of the Ring, and the first episode was the career of Glenn Gilbernetti. The Bright Side of the Ring. Would you watch that? The Bright Side of the Ring with Glenn Gilberti?
You know, Glenn, it's hard enough to get people to watch the show as it is. Why would we want to do that?
Right.
Uh,
Okay, so the question here is Ospreay more over than Cody was? No.
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 Throw out nobody really, dude. Okay, Anthony, watch that show. Okay. And when a character's music plays and he walks out, watch the reaction. Okay. Nobody gets a strong reaction on that show. Like literally not one single person on that show. The crowd there like does them a disservice. Like everything's the AEW crowds are great and everything, but literally all they do is sit in their chairs, clap when there's something good that goes on, and channel on this is awesome. And they sit there, right? Near the end, when the false finishes happen, maybe they'll get up out of their chairs. But bro, that crowd does not pop for the wrestlers when they come out. Like you would not know who's over and who's not on that show because they don't really pop for anybody.
I think he
So,
means
no,
that
I don't
Ospreay's
think-
more over in AEW than Cody was when he was there. That's what I think he meant.
I still don't think he was.
Yeah, but
I still don't think
he was getting booed out of the building for the last six to
No,
8
no,
months.
no,
or
no,
whatever.
no.
No, wasn't
I
that?
think
No.
no, I think Joe is correct. Cody was getting booed and now he's getting way bigger reactions than
Well, in the WWE for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't think that the Ospreay is. I don't think Ospreay's getting that great of a reaction. He's getting a good reaction, better than others, but it's not like a great reaction.
No, I
you
agree.
don't always have to be right. And believe me, he was getting bad reactions because they were doing nothing with him, bro. They were walking him around the block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Interesting.
I know I am.
So this is an interesting email here. Okay, so this guy has emailed us. Do you know who he's copied on the email, Joe?
I didn't see a copy. No,
Look who he copied on the email. Or he sent it to us and somebody else.
I've seen nothing.
Solo Monster.
Yeah. Why
Yeah.
is this guy sending a question to our mailbag and send it to Solo Monster too? I wonder.
He's
'Cause
sending it
Solo
to
Monster
two
him.
mailbags at once. So now Solo's going to answer his question, and so are we.
Oh, maybe that's okay. So he sent it to okay. So Solo Monster does the same thing that we do. Where he takes questions.
Mailbag.
I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. I got nothing against this Solo Monster guy too, but he blocks me. So whatever.
Really? Wow. Why?
I don't know. It's just I think I was back when I started doing this. I was just referring to them all as Mark podcasters and stuff, so they get mad, But he's got a good audience. This is another guy that
Yeah.
draws like I don't think he does as good as JD, but he's up there with him. Like they're two guys that have been doing it for a while and have developed a really good following in this podcasting atmosphere.
Definitely.
This market. So the guy's doing something right. So. Hi, this is Jaime from Los Angeles, and I want to get your thoughts on the Immortal moment introduced in the Hall of Fame. Well, we all know at its core is to sell tickets for the Hall of Fame. My concerns come from the belief that at some point they will use it to induct wrestlers that have yet to put for lack of recognition, deceased, or just a lazy way to circumvent them into the Hall of Fame. Potential case in point, Bam Bam. My fear is that they will use the Immortal moment to induct Bam Bam versus Lawrence Taylor to induct both men and just knock two birds out with one stone. Do you believe WWE will do that, or will truly ever see Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor's standalone introductions, maybe both? Well, what was Bam Bam's relationship with Hunter?
Not good.
Not good at all.
Yeah, I don't see. But the Hunter's been kind of fair because he's kind of like let the bridges. Like perfect example. The WWE and Bruno were at odds forever, right?
Yeah.
But Vince hated Bruno.
Yep.
But then when Vince left, that's like one of the first things that Hunter did was like induct Bruno.
Wait, no, Vince was still there when Bruno got inducted.
Was
Yeah.
he there?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
years
Triple H
ago.
was the go-between. No, Triple H was the go-between.
Right. So Triple H is
Same
the
thing
kind
with
of guy
Ultimate
that
Warrior.
bridges
Triple
the
H was the
negative.
go-between.
Right. So he's the kind of guy that like has built the bridge.
With Scott
to-
Steiner too, by the way. He kind of got him building
Right.
the bridge again too. So yeah.
Right. Well, he's in a position of authority, so he's thinking like, okay, well, what purpose does this serve to have this beef with this guy when he obviously should be in the Hall of Fame? Let's just put the guy in the Hall of Fame and let bygones be. Plus the Warrior too.
Yep.
They did.
The only thing I'd say
Yeah.
about Bam Bam and Triple H is Triple H recently in an interview, I don't remember who it was for. It might have been that comedian guy that they use sometimes on TV. Forget his name, the guy with the mustache. But they were talking about Bam Bam Bigelow, and he said that they all voted, meaning the Kliq, and in late '95, they all voted to keep Bam Bam because he was so good. He's such a good wrestler. They want to keep on the roster. But if you actually look at that time period, that's when Bam Bam was let go.
Yeah,
so
he was.
So Triple H is kind of like changing the narrative of a fact.
But you know
there.
what?
Well,
I've
that's-
heard Hall say that and Nash too about the same meeting. I've heard
Yes.
that elsewhere.
But Bigelow was gone right after it, so that couldn't
No.
have been
also.
that.
He might have asked
Well-
for his release.
Well, that's it. That is interesting. Okay, because some of the guys, like I remember Hall would tell me some stories about this sometimes, but I don't really recall the details, right? But I just do remember that back in that day, the two of the more outspoken guys against the Kliq, there were like three of them, okay? But they were all like, one was like Pierre,
Yes.
Russo, Bam Bam,
Yep.
and Shane Douglas.
Yep.
And Shane Douglas. And like they were like kind of like they're whippy boys because they knew that they didn't like them.
And
So
Candido.
they tried to mess with them. Go ahead.
And Candido too.
Oh, Candido too, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, Sean was
I d-
banging his girlfriend. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it's not going to
Who
be.
was it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Go
that's
ahead.
another thing. By the way, shouts out to our boy Norman, Bonnie, and Jeremy Boy. I should say they listen to our show.
I saw Norman this weekend, Conan,
Yeah, we're
at the convention in Charlotte that I did, the wrestling convention.
Oh,
And
that's
but
cool.
bro, I'm literally okay. I parked my car, right? I'm walking into so my contacts are outside the entranceway to the hotel to meet me. I'm walking up. Who's walking in at the exact same time?
And
No, take a while. I got four people. Four guys are walking in at the exact same time. And to take a while, to take a guess who the four guys are. If Scott Steiner is one of them, take a guess who the other three are.
Scott Steiner.
Yeah, Scott Steiner is one of them.
Norman.
No, not Norman. When I'm walking, I didn't see Norman. I saw Norman inside.
Okay.
These four guys I ran into right before the first people I saw there.
I'll say Rick.
Rick Steiner, number 2.
Bagwell.
3.
Tony Hunter.
No.
Who?
No. If
Lex?
you got Scott, yes.
Oh, Luger.
Scott, Luger, Bagwell, and the Steiner brothers. I read those are the first guys I saw at this place.
Probably doing.
Because they were going there.
NWO.
It was a big convention. It was a big one. I had a lot of people there at this hotel. It's good money too. I drove back and forth from Atlanta to go to it. So when I went and saw my mom.
Yeah, those are the ones.
But Norman, I confronted Norman. Okay, well, actually, me and Norman, we talked. So I asked Norman, what the frick is the deal with all the thigh slapping? Okay. You know what he told me? He says, we tell them not to do it. He goes, but these kids still just go and do it anyway because they like to do what they see on TV. And he says, you got guys like me, Finley and stuff, everything, out there teaching guys like, and these guys are out there slapping their thighs. And I said, please try to stop it, Norman. So the word is out that they were in my crosshairs at the Performance Center if they continue to let the thigh slapping continue. So we'll see what happens. But Bam Bam should be in the Hall of Fame for
yeah.
talent, on talent alone. He was the most athletic big man in the business,
Right.
like in the history of the business almost, right?
Yep.
Did you ever wrestle Bam Bam, Conan?
Yep. I remember one match. Remember that Los Angeles Peace Festival?
Yeah.
And Stone Light-
Inoki's Peace Festival.
Yeah. And he brought wrestlers from all over the world shoot, even
Right.
amateur wrestlers. When they started using amateur wrestlers, New Japan.
Yeah. Mhm.
So he started. It was around that time period, and my match. It was a 3-way. It was, and this is why I always liked Bam Bam. My match, it was a 3-way with me, Jericho, and him. And they go, "You're the first guy eliminated." They told them, we're both much smaller than him. He goes, "You're the first guy eliminated." No problem. So I've had a lot of guys go, "Oh, come on, man, look at this fight. Can't you protect me?" or some shit like that.
Mm.
I go, "Bro, the only people who knows that if you win or lose is you. Unless it's a big championship or something. It's, like Mankind going through the fucking roof, you know what I'm saying?"
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. All right. The next one is from Mark Gertson, and the subject is boxing and MMA. Hi, guys. See, they made the UFC and the Paul brothers have done nothing but sell us these big events with disappointing results for the last couple of years. If we weren't getting these shows for minimal charge from the streaming services, do you think we would get sucked in so easy? Thanks. And that's from Mark from deep in the Stampede territory. So the Paul brothers are selling. So, Ariel Hawani made a good point about the MVP card recently, right? So on the undercard, 2 of the people on the undercard of the Jake Paul card recently, they got signed by the UFC.
Yep.
And like there was another boxer, I think they got signed by Zuffa or something out of it, but like it's a showcase for like talent. Even though a lot of the fights were lopsided, but it's not, I wouldn't call those big events with disappointing results. It's because like they had interest. I mean, it's like, well, what do you want the results to be? Maybe they're saying the Ronda Rousey,
Yeah.
Gina Carano result was kind of disappointing, but what did you expect? I don't know.
18 million viewers, though. You can't really call that a failure.
Well, the UFC, I would not say the big event with disappointing results. I wouldn't say the White House card was a big event with a disappointing result. Those are the best shows I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was great.
So this is kind of like it teeters on misinformation. His comment here, it just sounds like a UFC and Paul Brother hater.
What would be your answer to that? Your final answer to that? Yeah.
The answer to this,
Yeah.
if we weren't getting shows for minimal charge from the streaming services, you think we'd get sucked in so easy? I don't think you're getting sucked in easy. I just think they're doing a good job of promoting. There's a general interest in a lot of the fights that they've been put on, but I mean the results have been bad. But it's like that's what they do, bro. What are they? So there's when you say sell us these big events, it's like, dude, there's nothing to sell. They're on a streaming service.
That's
They
what he
don't have to
means.
sell them.
Would you have paid for it if it wasn't on a streaming service? Would you have paid $79.99
Yeah,
for?
I probably would
you?
have.
Wow.
Yeah, I was an habitual pay. I'd buy them all.
But wouldn't you
That's-
be pissed about the McGregor result, though? Like, wouldn't you be furious
Well,
if you
what
paid
can you
70
do?
for that?
I know the bargain going in. I know that can happen.
Come on.
That's true.
Hey,
Yeah.
hard.
Yep.
How can you be mad about that?
Yeah. I mean, you
Well-
can be mad, but you know, bro, you're investing in fights. These guys can blow knees out of this. It's not that it
Yeah.
hadn't happened before.
But I would just be pissed if I paid $70 for it. And I paid $8 for it, so I didn't care. I thought it was great. Either way, it didn't bother me.
$8.
Well, it
Yeah.
was $7.99, whatever it is for Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
I was just thinking too, like,
There's other ways to find that without paying $80. It's really
Yeah.
good. But
you know what the most fascinating thing I think that's ever happened in sports, if you think about it. Well, not that it was sports, but I saw a clip of this the other day, and it's some people talk about too again. Is that they let the show go on when Owen died.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wrap my head around like what did they think that the fans did they think that the fans were going to be disappointed that they were stopping the show even though one of the characters died?
Yeah, well,
Like, I wonder what he thought
Vince
the-
at
thought
the
the-
press conference, and he said to Brett personally too that he was worried about a riot.
Like he actually thought that the fans were going to riot when you found
He
out, oh
said-
my God, the guy's dead. Who cares if the guy's dead? I paid money for this. Like he actually thought that was going to be the reaction of the fans.
That's what he told people. That's what he told the press. That's what he told Brett. Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Nuts.
Wow.
But you gotta also understand that they already know he was dead for sure when he
Oh,
came
yeah.
back.
Yeah, they announced it on the show.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they just thought that, the show must go on adage and that, you're in real time. Everybody's freaking out. Their heads are on right. What should you do? What do you think we should do? Maybe, but yeah, that should have been stopped.
Oh, you know what I saw it on? They were talking about when they were talking about the Jeff Jarrett thing on the dark side. They brought it up.
Oh, because of Jeff Hardy?
No, they were talking about Jeff Jarrett working the match after because he was Owen's best friend.
He was
Oh.
the match directly after.
Right,
Yeah.
for the first Dark Side episode of the TNA thing when they were talking about Jeff, and he was
I
talking
got
about they
Yeah, he had to do a promo right when they're clearing him out of the ring.
and then a match.
Yeah, in a match
Yep.
Yeah.
with fucking Nicole Bass.
Jesus Christ.
And there was no energy to that show either. So them keep it going kind of was like, ugh, like it just
Yeah, right.
Everything was, had that.
awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely still be paid. I didn't. Was the Paul Brothers thing that was on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't even really cross my mind anymore. Everything's on streaming. I don't have to pay. The only pay-per-view model now is AEW.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, they
Pretty
got to
much.
get out of there.
Well, this is who we live in, right?
Yeah. Cody, did you get a chance to see any of the fallout from the AEW pay-per-view last night or 2 nights ago?
I don't watch it. Really.
Right. Do you watch? Did you
let me
watch?
just throw my blanket statement. I have a lot of friends that I want to do good, especially Mexican friends. But I have a lot of friends that I want them to do good. Plus, competition is good, as we all know, and we've seen. when you call them. It just pisses me off because they've been around, what, 6 years?
Mm-hmm.
Nine,
Seven.
eight.
No.
Oh no, you're right.
AEW?
Seven.
No,
Seven.
It's the 7th year
2019.
television.
Yeah, it was the fall of
2019.
2019, just before the pandemic.
You know, and you could say, oh, let's pretend they were, you know, they were Chick-fil-A, and you're like, man, the chicken's really good, and the biscuits is really good, but, you know, the iced tea not that good, and the mac and cheese, and well, these, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got a couple good things, which are great matches, which for the most part go way too long, and a lot of them do things that are very illogical just to get a pop. And that's where I'm at with them. They don't really do real good backstage vignettes. They don't really have real good talkers. And so I watch it. The only thing I watch is Collision and Dynamite. But unless something really important is going to happen, I don't know. Can you enlighten me on the good and bad of these show?
I don't watch that show. I saw like all the matches, like which were 20, 26 minutes. It was unbelievable how long these matches were. Like Kyle Fletcher wrestled Bandito, and it was like 28 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's like, you know.
They think those are two of the best wrestlers in the world, and they give them a lot of time.
Well, dude, I just think it's funny how everybody says that AEW does great pay-per-view, right? Always, they nail it out of the park at pay-per-views. But bro, there's like no structure to the pay-per-views.
And the
They
matches are
literally
way
just
too
give
long.
every wrestler as much time as they need. And in that audience, in that fan base, the more time you get, the better the match is, supposedly, or something, you know. And just every single match is just this long million kick out stuff. Like all the matches are like the same. And they're all like 4 stars, supposedly 4.5 stars. And I'm like, you watch, it's like, but the show, like from a structure standpoint, has no structure. They literally give everybody as much time as they need, and they just wrestle until the show's over. And sometimes that's 4.5, 5 hours.
Whoa.
Even Meltzer said it was a long show. This pay-per-view, he said it was very long,
Right.
and he never says anything bad.
Yeah.
When I was in MLW, Court used to have like these 20-minute matches that could have been done in 10 and like
Right.
5-hour shows.
Right.
And I used to tell them both, unnecessary. There's audience fatigue. There's a point in the show where people are just already feeling uncomfortable and saying, "Fuck, another hour."
Right.
And if you're not gonna take that into account, you're not a good promoter.
Right. Right. It's like if you can't look at the way you've layered the show and think that like,
Right.
you know, shit, I'm giving these guys 25 minutes and they're following this death match.
Right.
And their angle is like the people are going to they're not the people aren't going to do the fan give the match justice because it's too long and it's misplaced.
Right.
So like you're almost screwing the two competitors of like ensuring they're not going to get the crowd reaction they could have gotten if they were placed a different part of the show and it gave them less time.
I hope
You know?
people are listening to this because that's a very good point. Let them have time to clean the palate. So like a second match could be maybe, and I'm just saying, Obafemi comes out and chokeslams 3 people. That's a quick promo, boom. Now we go to our next match. Right. But pause.
Yep.
Chatterbait's own pause. So did you see the show? But I think you like AEW, right?
I like AEW. I did not see the pay-per-view. I just saw the highlights. And I saw Omega basically turned heel. So I'm like, all right, finally they're doing something like interesting with him and Ospreay, because them kissing each other and loving each other was kind of getting but annoying, like a little corny.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't understand why he turned like the spot that he turned heel in, because Ospreay saved him from getting the bag put over his thing and suffocating him. Like he ripped the bag up, wouldn't do it, and then he beat up the Death Riders.
That's like literally a snake. Like, oh, you just saved the snake, and the snake ends up biting you anyway.
Right.
And I think that's what they were kind of going
so people,
for.
dude. So that's the thing with this, right? Is they do these like everybody that watches their show, like every minute of their shows, like there's probably one little gimmick in there that was said previously that they're going to go back to say, oh, that's because Kenny said he wants the best for and you think it's like, dude, it shouldn't be that confusing for the fans, for the majority of the fans. It should be it should be more simplistic than that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I saw that Kenny turned on him, I was like, He didn't really turn on him. He just gave him his finish, and that was it. And then the end shot was literally a dejected because it made him look stupid, I think. Okay, because he's supposed to be the big baby face, he was with the shitty guys this whole time. Kenny's been telling him these guys are shitty. They showed that they were shitty. They tried to hurt it. They tried to tell him to put the bag over the guy's head. He beats them all up for it, so he's the baby face. Then the friend of his that he was
helping out
turns on him.
Yeah.
And then it's like bro, he's made like he it makes him look like an idiot, kind of. It's like, dude, why didn't you should have just done what the Dark Riders told you, put the bag over his head, because look what this guy did to you. My thing was, I thought this angle would, like I talked about this last week, I thought the angle would have been more clever if we found out that Kenny Omega was the one that was in cahoots with Moxley all along, and then they turned on what's his name
Ospreay.
together. You know what I'm saying? I thought that
Ospreay.
would have been more. Would have been better. Thing it made Kenny look like a really terrible person.
Well, give it time.
You know? Well, you can't now because he already turned on him. Sort of. Yeah. I don't know.
Just
I mean,
one
bro,
point though, when Conan was talking about MLW, I was at a show years ago in Philly. The main event was Hammerstone versus Fatu. That didn't start until 5 hours after the whole show.
Wow.
He had so many tapings, so the crowd was dead for Fatu Hammerstone, which everybody was there at the arena to see. So it just like odd
I hate
booking.
when that happens.
Yeah, and it's like, oh
Dude,
my
it's
god,
like-
they killed the crowd. Literally, everybody was so tired.
It's like you can count on 5 fingers the amount of promoters in the business today that know how to run a show. And the WWE is one of them. But the other thing I couldn't stand, and Coney, you've seen this before too, like when you go work indie shows, when there's not many fans there, the promoter will literally wait for more people to show up before he starts the show. I'm like, dude, what is the point of that? I go, what you need to do is start the show now to teach the fans that are showing up late, hey, you need to show up earlier. We're running
gonna
the
miss
show on
something.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? But instead, I go, why are you pandering to the people that haven't shown up yet and screwing the people over that got here early? You're hardcore fans, you know? But the worst thing about it is, like, the hardcore fans, they'll still come and show up early and wait a
Of
half
course.
hour from the regular starting time to
Yep.
take a stay till the very end. It's crazy, right? So, Conan, I gotta, Joe, I want you to show Conan that clip that we showed about the Kroger commercial. I want to see what his take is on this. Conan, one of the questions on our, are you there?
Yes.
One of the questions from our mailbag was Matthew Trevino, our buddy from the Patron roundtables, sent this YouTube clip in. And the question is, what are your thoughts on dynamic pricing? Do you think supermarkets should be able to change the price for items based on demand? I've seen at some Targets and Kroger's around town these digital price tags under the items you are purchasing that can be changed easily. The ad in particular also mentions facial recognition. Do you think that in the near future they'll be able to scan your face, link it to your Social Security, which could link to your W-2 and charge you based on your socioeconomic status? So play this commercial.
I'm a single mom. I need to make every dollar count. That's why I used to shop at Kroger. But these days, Kroger's prices keep going up. Quality keeps going down. Now they want to use AI, facial recognition software, and electronic price tags. They could charge different prices for different people. Anything to squeeze that last dollar out of our pockets. Taking advantage of working families, that's just wrong. My friends and family stopped shopping at Kroger, and I'm joining them.
Dude, I think
What do you
that
think
woman
about
was
that?
AI.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Conan?
Oh, he's gone.
We lost
Oh, is
him.
he?
Oh,
All
damn.
right. Oh, well, that's the mailbag. So,
Yeah, we're done anyways.
all right.
All
We'll
right.
tell Conan tomorrow we'll do a 3:30 again. All right.
All right. All right. Thanks,
guys.
guys. All right,
Thanks,
bye.
guys. All right. Peace.